What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Airborne in the house, dropping you guys the latest and greatest cryptocurrency news and updates. Today is, what's today? July 14th, 2022. Got another live stream for you guys, a weekly live stream that me and Six Fig Stock Trader have been doing every now and then. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, relax, grab a drink, favorite snack, and enjoy. Probably will be a pretty quick stream. I know Six Fig's got some stuff going on tomorrow, so he couldn't come on. I don't think he's going to come on the whole time and whatnot. So we'll just start with the crypto market overview, and then we'll just jump into things. Got a couple things to share with you guys. We'll go over Bitcoin, do some overall crypto market talk. What else we got for you? We got CKB Nervos Network. I put out a video earlier today doing some CKB gaming, which is kind of cool. I'll mess around with that for a little bit. And then last, we'll maybe end with some technical analysis on some coins. But hopefully you guys enjoy it. So let me just share my screen here. All right. I'll refresh it. So it looks like market is up about 3.7% the last 24 hours, which is good. Bitcoin's only up about 0.78%, sitting at about $20,427. We got Ethereum's up about 6.5%, which is good, sitting at $1,186. We got BNB's up about 0.91%. XRP up 3.92%, sitting at 34 cents. All right, top gainers last 24 hours. We got DREP, new, whatever that is. It's up 39.26%, sitting at 66 cents. We got QuickSwap up about 31.84%, sitting at $72.50. We got TrueFi's up about 21.62%, sitting at just under 10 cents. Aave's up about 16.15%. Top losers, we got the Voyager token down about 22.05%, sitting at 46 cents. We got Liquidity down about 6.06%, sitting at 93 cents. And AIOZ Network down about 6.04%, sitting at 6 cents. Today is July 14th, 2022. National Break Free from the Big 3 Day. What is that? It's time to break free from bad habits, relationships, and stale mobile plans. Cool. National Mac and Cheese Day. That's a pretty good one. I like mac and cheese. Pandemonium Day. Bastille Day. Emmeline Pankhurst Day, Fete de la Federation, National Grand Mariner Day. I think that's how you say it. Is it Mariner? I don't know if you dropped the N or something on there. National Nude Day, Tape Measure Day, Shark Awareness Day, Vinny Hacker, and Gerald Ford Day. All right, crypto bubbles. What do we got? Everything looks like a sea of green. I don't know if that's... Okay, that was on the daily. Let's look on the hourly this past hour. It's kind of a mix of sea of green, sea of red. Looks like it. Jump on over to my favorites. Voyager token still down from that huge pump that we had that put us over a little over $1, down 22.8%. Maddox up right now, doing pretty good, 9.9% on the day. Elron's doing pretty good, up about 10.2%. CKB's up 1.3, 0.00386. But pretty much all my favorites are green the last 24 hours, which is good to see. All right, total crypto market cap. Looks like we've just been trading sideways since about the 14th of June. Currently looking at about $898 billion, according to TradingView. CoinGecko's always has a little bit higher. Let's see what they have us at. $959 billion, up 1.8% the last 24 hours. All right, Bitcoin dominance. Trading sideways, up and down since about 17th, 18th of June. Down today, looking at about 43.38%. DXY, though, keeps pumping, man. We haven't seen the DXY this high since 16th of September 2002. Just keeps going up. Everyone wants that cash. I do believe that the euro's down. It's like under $1 right now. So if you guys like to travel, might be a good time to travel to Europe right now because you can get more for your dollar. A little bit, but who knows? All right, Fear and Greed Index. We are now extreme fear, down from yesterday. We were at an 18 extreme fear, now 15, so we're just down a couple points. Let's just look at the max right here. Big clump still. We had a little fake out. We went up to about 24 on the 10th of July and came back down a little bit. So like I always said in a lot of my videos that I've been putting out, there's just whenever there's big clumps of fear, usually have a big bounce back. You guys can see here around 20th of January, we had a big bounce up and then came back down, big clump spike up, big clump here from the summer of 2021 when we had our little bear trend, but then we finally recovered. But I just kind of look at this as little another indicator, because when you have these big, large groups of fear, well, at least hopefully get some type of relief rally. All right, stock market, traditional markets. Looks like futures are doing decent for tomorrow, but today they closed down on the Dow Jones. S&P 500 was down about 0.3%. And NASDAQ actually up, closed the day, barely though, positive at a 0.03%. So that's good. Also, guys, the numbers came out earlier for inflation, 9.1% in June. It was the fastest since 1981. A lot of people are saying that June potentially could have been the bottom, and we're going to slowly start to recover, just because we've been seeing a lot of different prices decreasing, such as gas, commodities, etc. So maybe when August comes around, when we get the July CPI numbers, that finally start to see a small relief. Like I said, commodities. So commodities down big over the past month. I thought this was pretty interesting. I want to share with you guys. So here's the monthly chart right here. If you look at this, you can see cotton futures down 37%. Natural gas is down 30%. Wheat futures down 23%. Copper, corn's down. Heating oil, platinum, silver, aluminum, coffee, everything pretty much. Soybeans, gold, cocoa down a little bit. But yeah, I just been noticing like pretty much everything is starting to slowly come down in price, even with real estate. Even though mortgage rates are rising, the inventory is starting to increase. And I don't know if you guys are on Redfin or whatnot. It's kind of like a Zillow or whatever, but I get the emails from them. And I just notice every time I get an email, it's like prices decreased on this house, prices decreased on this house. So looks like that the housing market's starting to come down a little bit. All right, what else? All right, Bitcoin. So just talking about Bitcoin real quick. At least on the MACD, this guy says he doesn't have a crystal ball, but many indicators show that Bitcoin has already hit the ground. Time will tell. So here's kind of a chart right now. He compares, this goes back to the 2014, 2015 bottom. You guys can see here on the MACD, on the 6th bar, that kind of indicated the bottom, the 7th down bar in a row, and then we kind of started to recover here. So that was in 2014 and 2015. And then when you look at 2018 through 2019, when we bottomed out, we had those, let's see, in between the 5th and the 6th red candle here. That indicated our bottom on that 6th, and the 7th one is kind of where we maxed out. And we started to kind of slowly, get better and better. And that was the 2018, 2019. Excuse me. So then finally, he's got the chart pulled up here for 2021 and 2022. On the MACD, the 6th bar, did that indicate the bottom, which we just had? We're on that 7th bar right now. So he's potentially saying, is the bottom in? I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. All right. And then lastly, we got the Bitcoin price in US dollars. This is just a little bit of technical analysis. I'm still waiting for 6fig to pop in here. It's a little late. But there is this channel that Bitcoin's been kind of going in since about the 13th of June. And it's been kind of using this top trend line as like the top, and then this bottom one as kind of like a bottom trend line that we've been bouncing off of. So you can see here that we did dip below it a little bit, I do believe, when the CPI numbers came out, but we kind of slowly are starting to recover. And in the Ichimoku cloud, there's a weak point right here, which is historically something that will kind of just bust right through. So keep an eye on that. Also, for the astronomy people out there, we did just have a full moon. So usually when we have full moons, that kind of indicates the local bottom, which is like when we bottom out. And then whenever there's but it's always hit or miss, but it's kind of another indicator that I look at. So we just had a full moon, and now we're starting to recover. But I think the last new moon we had didn't really do anything. But if I just zoom out a little bit, you guys can see that we had the new moon. We dumped into that full moon. Didn't really do much there. So like I said, just take this with a grain of salt. But if you go back to around the February of 2022 and whatnot, we had this, let's see. Yeah, full moon here, pumped into new moon, dumped into the full moon, and here kind of didn't really pump. So like I said, it's just kind of interesting just to look at the moon phases when you're charting Bitcoin or just any type of chart. So I'm looking at that. All right, man, 6fig, where is he at? I gotta text him. How are you guys doing in the chat? Let's see, who do we got? We got Baroness. What's going on? Packable. What's up? What's up? And I think we got Ryoshi. What's going on, man? How are you guys all doing tonight? All right. I wanted to do something different. I thought Six Fig was going to be in the background, but apparently he's not. I just shot him a text to see where he's at. What I wanted to kind of do was just have him on as I was doing the market overview, so we kind of just talk about the overall market and whatnot. But I kind of just already covered at least my thoughts and whatnot. And then next, I wanted to get into some Bitcoin TA here, since I'm no TA expert or anything, but I was going to talk through this part. And then I do notice the other thing that we have going on here is we have inverse head and shoulders, which is always usually a bullish trend that we see. If you guys look at this right here, the inverse head and shoulders, like here's just kind of a regular inverse head and shoulders. It looks exactly kind of what's happening right now. So we had the one left shoulder here. We have the head down here on Bitcoin. And then here we have the right shoulder here. And you guys can see here, we came down a little bit and then the breakout. So like I said, we have that Ichimoku cloud that's real weak right here. We could be at this point right here where boom, we might see a huge jump to the upside maybe, but still keeping an eye on this in the channel that we're going on. We could, maybe even see another bounce up to like 22,000-ish, 22.6 before, who knows, maybe we'll keep going back down, just because we got all the macroeconomics, geopolitical stuff going on. So just keeping an eye on that. All right. Six Fig just texted me back. He said he's hopping on right now. I'm just going to take a quick drink. We got Baroness buying Pokemon cards. Interesting. I had some of those back in the day, and I have a couple that I saved, but I didn't have anything crazy. I had a couple of the hologram ones. I think it was like the 1999 ones. But yeah, I know that it got real big again when the Pokemon Go app came out. You guys remember that? What was that, like last 2 years ago, 3 years ago or something like that? It was the augmented reality Pokemon Go game that everyone was obsessed about. And like, I would always go to the park and you would see just people just standing around, like going like this, like they're throwing the Pokeball to catch the augmented reality and whatnot, like that big craze. And then I think that's kind of where the Pokemon cards kind of made a comeback. All right, let's bring them in. Six Fig Stock Trader, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Man, you caught me off guard here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I was hoping you were coming a little early. I was going to do something different where I was just going to pull you in kind of for like the market overview, and then we'll just go through that and then talk about Bitcoin a little bit, do some Bitcoin TA, and then jump into CKB gaming, maybe show them that.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I kind of keep it a short stream. I know you said you had some things going on tomorrow, so I don't want to keep you more than an hour, I guess, or less than an hour. I don't know. We'll just see what happens.
You know how that goes. It's going to be like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. We got Ryoshi chilling with Coco Raspada. What's Coco Raspada? Do you know what that is?
Sounds nice, whatever it is.
Yeah. Some type of drink. But yeah, it does sound pretty good. We got Baroness. Baroness is...
Baroness buying Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you get into any of that? Any of the Pokemon?
Yeah.
Cards?
Back in the day, dude, I had all the Pokemon cards. I had like all the Charizards and all that.
Oh, you
stuff.
did?
Dude, I had a binder this thick full of it. And then, of course, once you get a little bit older, I gave like binders full of like OG Pokemon cards. They're probably worth thousands now.
Yeah.
When I moved away, I gave them all to the a kid that lived on the farm, him and his brothers. And then I gave him like all my regular Nintendo NES, Super Nintendo, Sega, like Nintendo 64. And then here I am, like years down the line. I'm like, I'm glad they enjoyed the stuff. But like, I'm like, man, that's.
Did you ever talk to them to see like if they did anything with them? Like, because I know I don't know what they're going for right now.
They're crazy, man. Like some of those original first edition runs or whatever, thousands and thousands of dollars. But no, I haven't talked to them or anything like that. I've shot all of their weddings though. So nice. That's kind of I've stayed in touch with them.
Yeah. How does my mic sound, by the way? Because I know the last video I did, I had the gain down all the way, and I think I had my settings on OBS were all messed up, so I had to turn it up. Do I sound fine to you?
You
and
sound
audience?
fine. So normally I'd have like my headphones on or earbuds in.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I did with these things. When I was switching out this new mic here, I must have plugged them in my phone and walked away with them. But I'm just running audio from my computer here, and I can hear you just fine. You sound perfectly crystal clear, and
that's good.
Yeah.
We got Jordan Mack in the house.
Oh, what's up, Jordan?
Baroness, I just got a shipment of another 150 Pokemon cards. My 9-year-old nephew keeps beating me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I remember speaking with Jordan, I don't know, quite a while ago, and he had mentioned that he had been battling his nephew and getting absolutely pwned.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how to play it. I just collected them and
Neither.
tried to flip them back in the day. But yeah, I had a couple of the holographic ones, and I still have some of them, but it wasn't an actual, well, I take that back. They were just like no-name Pokemon that they weren't worth anything or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I had a Bulbasaur. I had a Bulbasaur holographic from 1999. But I sold that before the big craze happened. I don't know if you caught before you jumped on, but I was talking about the big comeback of the Pokemon cards, and the value was when Pokemon Go came out. Remember the Pokemon Go, the app where I was going to parks and stuff with my wife and kids, and there'd be just random people just all over random spots trying to catch the Pokemon and whatnot. It was crazy.
Did you ever see that guy that was from like China or Asia? And this dude had built this custom frame, or he had this custom frame made so he could basically have like 20 phones going at the same time in front of him. And then he would just be walking around just hitting all these like buttons on his phone. Dude was nuts.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments if anyone else ever saw that dude. I'll try to find a picture of this dude. He was buck ass wild.
Yeah, I think the other thing about the game, isn't that what every time you walk, you would accrue like points or something? I don't even remember. It's been so long since I played it. So there was people that would like connect them to their dogs or something, and they'd go running. They would like hook up their cell phones like around their collar or something, and just let them go, and they would accumulate points or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen with you here, because this is the dude I was talking about. This dude is a wildcat. I've seen a lot of stuff in my day, but this guy set the bar high.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he looks like a peacock, like riding around or something, you know?
How could he even see? Unless he was just going so slow.
I don't know.
64 smartphones. Is that what that says?
Yeah. Oh, wow. He's from Taiwan. Okay. Taiwan. Okay. And then here's some other pictures of like just people that have like these custom mounts. It looks like they're on their bikes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people got into it. So it's better than slinging dope or doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. You're getting exercise and playing a game. Just imagine if like this was one of those play to earn like crypto games. This dude could have been retired by now for sure.
Yep.
Free Talk says crypto equals scam. Well, when we're in the bear market, I kind of think that way.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of SweatCoin. That's big hot move to earn game that's going on right now. That I know Digital Asset News, Rob, who I interviewed, he's been pushing that a lot. I think he's an ambassador. I mean, it makes sense for him to do something like that. But it's kind of cool because you can add your friends and you can see what their scores are and compete against them. And he actually has like I guess he gamifies it with his audience where, hey, if you beat me in steps for the month, you can either, hey, 1, come onto my channel as like a guest just to talk or whatever. 2, I'll give you 50 SweatCoin. And then like 3, there's like some other options. So it's kind of like a thing that he uses, which I think is pretty cool. But I've been using it. It gets me motivated to go out and whatnot. Because eventually the actual SweatCoin, which I don't believe it's live, I think sometime at the end of summer, it's actually going to be worth crypto. So
it's cool.
You could buy, I think they're having an NFT marketplace. There's a whole roadmap for SweatCoin and whatnot. So I'm just accumulating it all right now, and who knows what the price of it's going to be. But I actually had the app back in 2017, I think. So I had a bunch of SweatCoins on there. Yeah.
Before it, like, so early into everything, dude.
Yeah. Before it like came into like a crypto app, or they just decided to switch their branding over to crypto.
Nice.
Do we need to put free talk into timeout? I mean,
yeah. He's been a bad boy or girl.
I've never seen him on here before, but who knows? Maybe he
Yeah.
hit the YouTube algorithm somehow, like last week when we had a big influx of like 40 people for like 3 minutes.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I looked, if it was during the stream and like what the heck happened, but I think some Elon Musk video was recommending our live stream during that time.
That's right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Baroness. He's going to downvote my video, but it is what it is. Every video I get like 1 to 2, and I don't know if it's the same people or what, but it counts as engagement, so I don't care. But speaking of engagement, my engagement today has sucked on everything, YouTube and Twitter. Like I posted all this, I barely got any likes or anything. Whereas like yesterday, I got back into YouTube Shorts. I did a Celsius went bankrupt video. It just blew up, but I did it right after they announced it. It had like 700 views or something like that. And then I did a follow-up today of their $1.2 billion in the hole on their balance sheet.
That's nuts.
I put a video out on that, and it's got like 16 views. So I don't know how this YouTube algorithm works. It's insane.
That's going to be a really tough one to compete with, though. You get all those influencers with those hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're dropping bombs on Celsius, and it's like,
yeah,
there goes all the views. I mean, getting right directed to them.
Yep. And it doesn't help. We're in the bear market too, like we've always talked about. It's just everything sucks for views and monetization and whatnot, but it is what it is.
It does. And like I've mentioned this before, so like November, the peak of the bull run.
Oh God, this troll's back again. he's gonna come.
That's funny. Bitcoin is a scam. Hey, I think that's hilarious. But this is a great comparison though. Like, when you want to know like if people are thinking about crypto or not right now, back in November, I was getting my small channel 110,000 views in 28 days. And that's a lot of views. I think to me, I'd be happy with 25,000 views in 28 days, like 110,000. But now I'm looking at my analytics right now. In the last 28 days, I've gotten 15,000 views. So it's just, you can tell like, there's about a 10x less in viewership. So
yeah,
it just is what it is. And it's tough to come on here on a Thursday night when you get those 50, 60 viewer, 100 viewer live streams back in the day, and now you got like 10 people here, or whatever. It's just I'm getting the same thing across my stuff as well. Dropped a video today, a couple of them a couple hours ago, and one's got 61, the other one's got 54 views, and
that's crazy. And you got over 10,000. Well, you're almost at 11,000, right? Subs.
Yeah. So
it's like the same as me. I only got like 1,500 subs.
People just like vaporize when the crypto markets turn bear.
Yeah.
We'll see if they ever return.
Yeah. I don't want to get too off topic because I don't want to keep you too long. So let's just, let me share my screen real quick. We'll go over Bitcoin. TA, I want to share what I talked about before you came in, and just maybe you can pull up the chart, do some quick TA on that. So I'm trying to get better slowly but surely here. And I'm no expert or anything. I want to mess around with the Fibonacci extensions and stuff. That's like what I want to do next. But I'm so basic. I just do RSI. I'm looking at like basic patterns, inverse head and shoulders, and the cloud. But you only need a couple of those. You can pretty much see kind of like how things are going to move in a way. But yeah, there's this channel here. I don't know if you've been tracking this since about the 14th of June. They got this top trend line here. It seems to have bounced off about 3 times. And then we had this bottom trend line here where we've been pretty much using it as support. But it did dip below it. It wicked below it when we had the CPI numbers come out the other day. But sure enough, we're already coming back up, and we got a weak point in the cloud right here. So there might be a move to the upside. And again, we have inverse head and shoulders. We got the left shoulder here, the neck or the head, and then the right shoulder. And then we come back down. Boom. Yep. Hopefully we're coming up now. And then again, we get the moon phases, which haven't been accurate the last couple of times. But usually when we have a full moon, that indicates the local bottom. and then we pump into the new moon. So look, we just literally CPI numbers come out, full moon, dipped, and then look, now we're starting to come up. So that's kind of my quick observation right now on Bitcoin TA.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great analysis that you just did. What was that? The 4-hour chart?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be kind of like short to medium term, stuff like that. So yeah, that's it's definitely in a channel. I've been kind of following the same thing, and then when we see these sharp drop offs like that, and then you see these kind of like channels form, sometimes they'll turn into bear flags. So if you picture like a flag in your mind, it kind of looks like a bear flag in some respects. This is kind of, I feel like this is kind of at the point where we are going to make or break within the next 24 hours. And I do have some theories on this too. I'll share my screen if you want me to.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
I've been messing around with the fib time sequences too. I think this is kind of cool just to like see. I think there was this one right here.
Oh.
If you go to the top that we had in November right here, it kind of lines up a little bit here. I need to like zoom in. Like, there we go. That might, you guys might be able to see a little better, but it kind of predicted some of these upward and downward movements. But look, we have a time sequence coming right up here on the 16th of July here in 2 days. So remember we had that weak point in the cloud. So I don't know, maybe something's going to happen here. That's the other thing I looked at.
Yeah. So. Yeah, absolutely. It very well, there very well could be something happening. I'm going to just pull up my 4-hour chart here because that's kind of what you were on. Really, when I say that this thing is at this make or break period, here we kind of had a very vague, bull flag, if you want to call it there. Really a thin channel. Here we kind of have a thicker, flag style pattern. But what I want you guys to focus on here with this 4-hour chart, and this isn't necessarily anything like too crazy to get worked up about because we're talking about the 4-hour chart here and things tend to change rather quickly, is when the last time this 50 and this 200 moving average collided, you can see there was this sharp sell-off. Now, I don't know if this could have been Celsius or the Voyager issues. Like, who the heck knows what's going on in any of these sharp drop-offs. Yeah. But the point we're at right now is, this 50 is about to come over this 200. And that's what's called a golden cross. Typically, you want to see these golden crosses on higher time frames, though, like the daily chart, the weekly chart, stuff like that. But typically, when you see a golden cross, even though it's somewhat of a bullish thing to see, a lot of times you will see price react negatively with golden crosses, kind of similar to like right in here. It just, even like right up here. Hold on 1 second here. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but here's a perfect example of a golden cross right here. Price just reacted negatively, and it just is what it is. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Here's an example of it not reacting negatively. So, like when people start talking like golden crosses and stuff like that, usually I like to see that type of thing on a higher time frame chart. For Bitcoin, let's just look at this on the daily. Actually, let's look at this on a weekly, and then we'll zoom in. Weekly, when we look at price action in respect to the Ichimoku cloud, really, man, I'm just torn on this right now. Symmetrical triangle underneath the 200 moving average. It's not a good sign to see. But, right now there is an ABC corrective wave. And I think that price action is too far from this Ichimoku cloud. And since we got this ABC corrective wave, if we did do a DE corrective wave, it might look something like this. So I do think that we are possibly going to see prices kind of reel themselves back in. You know, there's a lot at stake here in the next 2 weeks. People have been talking about this Black Swan event with the Mount Gox thing. I'm not sure if you covered any of that at the beginning of your channel or of your show, but that is definitely a thing. All these people had these tons of Bitcoin that, you know, they're going to get a certain fraction of them back in August at some point. And I actually know somebody that was impacted by this. I've yet to talk to him about the whole situation, but it's definitely an interesting theory. You know, 8 years ago or whenever the hack happened, Bitcoin was like fractions of what it is now. And so if you got, let's just say you had 1,000 Bitcoin back then, and you all of a sudden got, 20 of them dropped in your lap. Well, I might consider selling a couple of them. Pay off your debts just to have some cash in your pockets, whatever the case may be. You could just bank the other 15 and, ride it out at this point. So I don't know, man. People are talking that Black Swan, and I can kind of see it. There's going to be about 135 to 150,000 Bitcoin transferred to the open market. You have to look at this like in a respect, like, okay, what happens if 10% or 20% of them, or 20% of those coins make it to the market? I don't know, man. Are we going to see that dump? It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
Here's my thoughts on that too. From my standpoint and stuff, if I was in that situation and all of a sudden, like, I got like 5 or 10 Bitcoin back, not touching them. I wouldn't touch those things until Bitcoin hits 100K or 250K, and then I'd be retired.
Yep.
I would be willing to take that risk.
Definitely.
Because I don't know about you. What would you, let's just say Mount Gox came to you, Crypto Airborne, and said, hey, honey, we're about to drop 10 Bitcoin in your lap. Kiss on the cheek. Peace out. You can do whatever you want with it. Well, what's Crypto Airborne going to do?
I definitely just put it into cold storage.
Yeah.
Or a non-custodial wallet, something like that. But most likely probably a Ledger Nano X or a Trezor or something like that. Yeah. Especially right now, because nobody trusts any exchange regardless with all the craziness. I think it's going to keep continuing like that for the next at least 12 to 18 months. Because risk management on some of these big companies, Celsius, Voyager, has just been complete trash with what just happened. So, I buy Bitcoin. That's pretty much it.
I tell you what, I've heard some stories. Like I said, I've been kind of writing an article, and I'd asked some of these users to, in a few of my videos, to really email me the impacts of the situation financially, emotionally, socially. Is it impacting you physically? Are you losing sleep? Smart people are going to lock them up like you guys would. Yep, yeah. I hear you, Jordan. And exactly. But man, a lot of these people now are never going to trust an exchange again, and it's so sad. And really, we hear it all the time, not your keys, not your crypto. And that just, it gets blasted all the time. You hear it probably once a week at least, but it's just kind of been like, holy cow, man. It's so important to.
Yeah. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse on Bitcoin and whatnot. One thing I just remembered I wanted to show you about the TA that I had talked about earlier when you weren't here. But this guy's saying about the MACD. He just said he doesn't have a crystal ball, but many indicators show that Bitcoin's already hit the ground. So he goes back to the bottom of 2014, 2015. And on the MACD, on the 6th bar, that's equaled the bottom. And then we've had the 7th bar, and then we start to go to an uptrend shortly after. Same thing happened in the bottom of 2018, 2019. The MACD 6 bar indicated the bottom, and then he goes to 2021, 2022. Yes. The 6 bar was the bottom potentially. We're at that 7th now, and we might see the same thing come up.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at that?
I agree with that to some extent. However, the moving averages, I like to use the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average. And what you're seeing on your charts right there,
yeah, what are yellow,
these? Yep. And so what you're seeing there are
12.
a series of death crosses.
Okay. It looks like the 12 and the 26 moving average.
Yep. So that's a simple moving average. And so if you share my screen here on the daily, I have analyzed this same situation to death with Bitcoin in a lot of cases. Let's see what we got here. Bear with me, folks. Here we go. So back in 2014, really, there was a series of death crosses here. A death cross here, and a death cross here, and a death cross here. But whenever you start to see these death crosses and stuff like that happen, especially like on these daily charts, it's been a great indication of, hey, we're at the bottom, we're close to the bottom. Here the death cross happened just shortly after price started bumping, and then prices took off, things like that. Here is another example of a death cross. And really, bear with me 1 second. Really, when we look at this death cross, it was damn near dead center of this bear market.
Yeah.
Here's another death cross. Of course, we were kind of close to this bottom here. Obviously, we're not going to get any more death crosses until we get a golden cross from now on. But you know what? There's some truth to that, that little display. But what you don't see on that chart that you displayed is the 12 and the 26. You're going to see a lot more death crosses along the way. So it is one of these things. And I've actually got this video out there. It's crazy. If you guys just look up my name and then just type in like death cross, and the video will pop up. And I go into like all sorts of detail about how, like, usually on these daily charts, when you start seeing these death crosses happen, a lot of times, a great number of the times the price will reverse. It's just nuts. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens.
Yeah. So yeah, Bitcoin, I don't know. What do you guys in the comments think? Did we bottom out, or we still got more pain?
I want to know what Jordan Mack's thinking, if he's still here.
Yeah.
This dude's been around.
I know. I got to get you on here one of these weeks with Six Fig, and we can just talk about crypto and Bitcoin definitely at some point.
That'd be fun.
Let's see. He saw an interesting chart comparing Bitcoin and NASDAQ on something like CNBC. Very similar chart over the last few months. To just both markets are all speculation driven. Yeah, totally.
I agree. I mean, really, the lack of interest in the entire crypto markets right now, I'm surprised Bitcoin's holding 20,000.
Yeah, exactly.
To be honest with you guys,
it's,
I
guess that just goes to show how strong it is during this crazy time that we've had. It's still hovering around that 20,000, which is good to see.
Yeah, and I'll show you guys something here. This is kind of like my personal price targets, things like that. So right now, when we're looking at Bitcoin, the 127 is a very popular point for traders to reverse their positions, all the way up to the 161.8. So when you hear about these people talking about like a $10,000 Bitcoin or a $4,300 Bitcoin, well, when you measure this up from these swing lows to this swing high, really Bitcoin has been playing this Fibonacci retracement perfectly.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can see it came right down to the 786, tangled with this line, ran back up to the 50% level, came down to the 127, touched on it. So I'm thinking like 12.5 may be where this thing's heading. But if things
Mhm.
get really nasty, the golden ratio is down here at 43.5. And I'm just like going, these are coronavirus numbers.
Mhm.
Are we going to see these numbers happen again? And then are we just going to slingshot all the way up to the moon like we did before and just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing. And the 161.8, I mean, I'll be concerned if Bitcoin hits these levels, and then I'll be concerned if it drops below the 2018 bear market, because
Mhm.
damn, we'll be hurting hard. But I believe in it, and I just feel like there is definitely a place in this world for this kind of tech
Yeah.
and demand for freedom of their finances and stuff like that.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Enough Bitcoin. I think we talked about that. We're already at 40 minutes. I don't want to go more than an hour. So
Oh, I
let's jump
do.
on. I mean, if you want
We're
to stay
going
on.
2.5 hours, man.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I got a can of Duster here. I'm ready to party, boy.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I'm
funny.
just kidding.
All right. CKB Nervos Network. Let's jump into that. I put out a video on CKB Gaming and a certain game that someone made recently. I think you did too earlier. I didn't watch it at all. I just like joined in and I saw it. But what the heck was it called? I can't remember. Milan Husk or something like that.
It's called Melon Husk. I think
Melon.
it's called Melon Husk.
Oh, Milan, because it's supposed to be like Elon.
Milan? Yeah,
Yeah,
Milan.
Milan.
Yeah, Milan
But
Husk. Yeah.
I'll demo that here in a second. But just I haven't been covering Nervos, but I mean I've been kind of following it lately. I just too much stuff going on right now. But they apparently launched their Nervos Layer 2 Godwoken here I don't know, like what was it? The June 29th, I think, when they wrote this, somewhere around that time. I don't know exactly. But it's just basically new layer 2 benefits, 100% EVM compatible optimistic rollup, faster transactions, which we always like. It's open access support. They got some layer 2 dApps launching. They got Seller Network, I've heard of, Band Protocol, and a bunch of others. And then they have a layer 2 developer support. So if you are a developer, they recently launched a build fund or build club program, which I guess provides direct support to projects through marketing guidance, Web3 educational resources, and direct technical support to Web3 ideas to life on Nervos. So they recently launched this. This was pretty cool. I think just a good upgrade because they're continuing, to work behind the scenes even during the bear market.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been working real hard behind the scenes from the people I've been talking to at Nervos. They just had a new NFT marketplace pop up on the scene, Oblivion. I got to interview the creators or the CEO of Oblivion. He actually invited me on his Twitter Spaces tonight, but I was at the grocery store.
Is this it?
So this is it.
Binance Smart Chain, but they're integrating with Nervos.
So click on that. You should be able to see Nervos Network or Godwoken 2. Yeah.
Switch blockchain coming soon. So yeah, it'll say Nervos Network.
Yeah, so they're working out some final things, but they got some cool stuff. Great user interface, things like that. It just brings a little more competition to the Nervos network, and it's always good to see multiple NFT marketplaces popping up.
Mm-hmm.
But what's cool about the Oblivion marketplace is they got low fees. Like it's something like 1% goes back to the creators or something like that.
Weird, nothing's loading.
Yeah,
right
now. The fees are cheap. It's like
0.
1%.
I don't know what this. Okay, it's taking a second to load.
Yeah,
there we go.
So they're built up on Binance Smart Chain, and then they're also deployed on Nervos, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's they've been doing some work behind the scenes, man. For sure.
Yeah,
so
I'm definitely excited for Nervos in the future. And again, if you guys missed my video today, they did hold a contest called Block Jam 2022, over $50,000 USD. So I guess if you're a developer and you want to create a game, they had this thing where you could create it, submit it, and then I guess you get to vote on it through itch.io. And it looks like only 12 people entered, or there's teams too. I guess it depends. You could be individual or a team, but there's about 12 people that made some games. And the one that I did today was Milan Husk. And I know one that you were trying to mess around with earlier, but I think it was in beta.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work because we couldn't connect our wallet. Was Nervos Land. Have you tried playing that one yet again?
I have not. I've played Helicopter. I've played that Drawing Edge game. I couldn't get that to work. I played Melon Husk and Nervos Land. I haven't gotten the chance to check out the other ones. But it's a start, man. And, this might have been the 12 finalists. So I think they might have gotten more.
Yeah.
But I think these are kind of what made it to the finals.
Yeah.
But this isn't. Have you played Helicopter?
No.
So it's interesting. Fire that thing up. It's interesting. So it's kind of a play to earn game. So you can actually earn like crypto in this. And so left.
Oh, this is like that floppy game bird or whatever it's called.
Flappy Bird, brother. Yeah, Flappy Birds. Kind of like that. Yep. But you'll see when you crash, which I'm surprised you haven't already, drunk driving your helicopter. So you can see that you could earn ENG. And so this is in testnet still. So you won't be able to.
What's ENG?
I think it's going to be a new coin possibly dropping on Nervos blockchain. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. If they're going to, my thoughts here are they are going to do some sort of token offering possibly, or maybe they're going to run ads or something like that to provide some liquidity or something.
Yeah, I noticed that some of them you could just play right here, like online. The other one, the Milan Husk one, you actually had to download it and extract it to like your desktop.
Yeah, that was insane.
I actually played that for, I don't know, 20 minutes or something earlier, and I was getting a lot better at it.
Okay, because I wasn't able to get past the, what is this? This is crazy.
Like Minecraft.
This is cool. Can you go full screen with this?
I'm like locked out right now. Oh, wait.
Are you like underwater or something? Oh, okay.
I have no idea. It just started. So I click.
Oh, boy.
How do I kill him? Oh, there we go. So you just left click and you shoot these things. I don't know what it is. I can't do anything else, though.
It's interesting, man.
It's like a Minecraft, it looks like.
Yeah. And another thing that people should just kind of keep in mind, too, like during these hackathons and stuff like that, like these developers, they've only got like 2-3 weeks to hack away at the keyboard to develop this stuff. So you see kind of a basic
simple play to earn game where players kill orcs and survive for a limited players earn PCKB on the testnet of Godwoken network.
PCKB. Okay. So is that some sort of wrapped CKB token or something?
I don't know.
PCKB. Okay. I haven't heard of PCKB. That's interesting. I'm going to have to look at that. I've heard of DCKB.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of, because that we were
maybe it was a typo. I don't know.
I don't know. And then the last one is the one I'll pull up, the Milan Husk, which I gotta look at my.
God, could you imagine if he just tweeted about CKB and this game? You'd see the price just fly. Okay, so Jordan Max says PCKB equals CKB. Okay. Thank you, Jordan. I mean, I'm excited about stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I just am. I mean, this is great work.
The history of this one, this guy created this game in like a week, he said.
Okay. Like I don't even know how you would even begin. I'm assuming that this is designed in like Blender or something like that. But you know, I tried to learn Blender. I learned Blender a little bit. I just haven't had the time to really dive into it. But yeah.
Yeah, I was playing this for a while, and then you have to buy the flamethrower. Did you get that far?
I never got to buy the thrower, but what happened was I ended up like dying or something happened, and then I
There
don't
we
know if
go.
a glitch happened, and I ended up with the flamethrower.
Okay, so yeah, you get it, and then
Can you shoot flames with that thing?
look, it's like a Twitter bot. It spams. So you fight these like fake Twitter bots. You shoot them with the
Oh
flamethrower.
wow!
And I got to like the one part where there's like the what's that thing called? The hyper something.
Hyperloop.
Yeah, and you can like warp back and forth. Like, oh yeah, you guys can't hear the sound, but want to let me?
This interesting stuff, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I was playing this for like 20 minutes today. It's pretty good. So then I'm wondering, are those NFTs? I think there's like those little. Oh man,
it kind of looked like you can maybe like get NFTs, or you know, maybe you'll end up getting so many of those things and then being able to cash it in for an NFT or something. I don't know, man.
yeah.
When I did a video on this too. I didn't get this far.
Yeah.
But you know, I told the person, I said, whoever created this, hit
Tried
me
to
up.
find them online. I couldn't
questions.
find them. Jeez, look, it gets so close to you where you can't shoot your flamethrower at it. See,
Huh.
but now I'm dead.
Oh,
But
interesting. I mean, it's cool stuff. Yeah. You know, if you could like link this up to your MetaMask or something like that, you know, when you're looking at that billboard in the background there, you could easily advertise across something like this.
oh yeah,
You know, just hook it up to Google Ads or whatever the ads company is, and then all of a sudden you're seeing commercials and stuff in the game.
yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. I haven't.
Liquidity.
Yeah, so I haven't been really following Nervos lately, but I'm starting to again. I found all this, so I might do a couple more videos deep diving on the games we just saw right here, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah, that new Godwoken, man, I tell you, that opens up some doors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure. So I still gotta
you want to do CKBTA and then
yes,
we'll jump into ICP at the end and then call it a day, maybe.
works for me. Yeah. We'll cover ETH in there too, because there's an important pattern that we should just look at. Oh boy, what did I do? Let's look at, there it is, CKB. You know, man, I am looking. I want to acquire a 1 million CKB bag, or I want to make a market buy of 1 million CKB. But I'm just at this point right now where I am. Let me get this on like a 1 hour chart. You know, so I dropped a video on, you know, my baby CKB today. And in the video, I was kind of saying that, you know, there's this old, well, I shouldn't say an old saying because I coined this term within the last year, this Fibonacci sliver by default. And so here's kind of, you know, what I've been speculating on CKB is that if we, and these wicks, these candles weren't here when I did this CKB or this analysis earlier, but I was kind of saying that if we see price action swing up into somewhat of an ascending triangle or something here, you know, up into this sliver. I like to call this the Fibonacci sliver because price action is going to move sideways into the grain of these Fibonacci channels. And a lot of times when that happens, price just gets forced up. But right now we're seeing a lovely development of what could be an ascending triangle. And I'm hoping that we see something like this play out for the holders. You know, I'm holding quite a bit of CKB at this point in time. These are, to me, dream level prices. I never personally thought we would have seen under a half a penny CKB. So I feel kind of good about anything under a cent for CKB. I mean, right now I'm running my miners. It's costing me every CKB I get. It's costing me 0.009 cents. So, I feel comfortable at under a penny. So yeah, I'm hoping that we get this. The only thing that I'm hoping that doesn't happen here is that there could be somewhat of a Gartley pattern. And I know that there was a lot of CKB, 1.5 billion CKB put into the Nervos DAO right here. So this caused a massive temporary short squeeze. And we can see that price reacted because there was a lot less, 1.5 billion less in circulation. So I'm not sure what happened there. Who's doing that? I mean, 1.5 billion is a lot to put into the Nervos DAO.
I think it was Jordan Mack.
You know what? I think it was. I do. I think it was as well. He's got that, that CKB on lockdown.
I'm just messing. Yeah.
But no, it's cool, man. So, if this falls back down, I'm totally expecting it to maybe come back down to this 0.0035-ish, 4-ish level. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Let's look at this on a daily chart, though. Actually, you know what? Let's look at this on a weekly chart, because one thing that I'm looking at is how far away the price action is to the cloud. This is something I have never seen like this before. This price action is so far away from this Ichimoku cloud. It's not even funny at all. Now that we found a bottom, you could probably do somewhat of a Fibonacci channel from here to here up to here as well. So, we might be seeing this half a cent level here soon. It's not that far off. We're 20% away. But just still, even on this weekly chart, it's just price action is too far from this Ichimoku cloud, in my opinion. I would like to see this come up to, meet the cloud at least to a penny or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, to me, it's too far from the cloud. Even if we bring this back here, you can see that price, the bodies of these candles are riding right on this trend line for the weekly, which is very important. It's showing us that price action is respecting these early established trends for the most part. I'm bullish on CKB. There's, that saying that, I like CKB. I have always liked it. And I like the team there. They're not out there shilling the coin 24/7 like a lot of these other cryptocurrencies. Just, slow and steady wins the race. I like that type of approach.
It kind of reminds me of Cardano a lot back in the early days. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Back when I invested into it in 2017 to 2020, where it made me at one point quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of, it's like, it's just not doing anything. It's just the slow and steady, but it's like doing the right thing. But they're like all about interoperability, which is cool.
Yeah.
They want to just link. They don't just want to be, hey, we're Ethereum, we want to be the best. Hey, we're Bitcoin, we're the best. Hey, we're CKB Nervos Network. We want interoperability with every single crypto coin, which is cool.
And that's what I like about it. It's just this interoperability stuff. And, it's kind of like when you go to, this is the best way I can think of it. When you go to the grocery store, like I was just at an hour ago, what are you looking for when you go up to that counter? Okay, you can use your Visa, your MasterCard, your whatever bank card, not Voyager card, that's for damn sure. But we're looking for something that can kind of process everything. And I like the data storage aspects of it. 1 CKB equals a byte of data storage. So it's just, I like what I'm seeing. Ethereum.
What do we got?
Ethereum, I have mixed feelings on Ethereum right now. Part of me wants to say that this thing's going to pump because price action like CKB is, I like Ethereum. I hate its gas fees. I hate the barrier of entry and how popular Ethereum is, and the barrier of entry it has on the entire crypto market. But we're looking at price action too far from the Ichimoku cloud, in my opinion. Here's an example of it. Boom, too far, price retracts, whatever.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing here on a grand scale is this rising wedge. So, I mean, Ethereum, it's number 2. And really, when we see these types of patterns play out, these massive rising wedges, this is definitely not a good thing to be seen. And we're going to need Ethereum to basically straighten this channel out and run to, I don't know, let's see here, maybe 30,000, something like that. It just doesn't seem feasible.
Yeah.
And really, this reminds me a lot of Luna before all the crashes and stuff like that. I was warning people on Luna, and I'm just going to bring up Luna just so I can show you guys in reference. Obviously, before you can see my old TA here. This is my old TA I was doing on Luna, and really, we saw the same style rising wedge, which really, I mean, obviously all this stuff happened here, but this is a very bearish pattern. I guess that's just the only point that I want to make on this. So we're seeing a very similar setup, but when we look at like the 4-hour chart on ETH, I like ETH. They need to do something about their dang gas fees. But we're seeing this ascending triangle off this bear leg form. So I think that there's a good chance price is broken through this Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hour chart. I think there's a great chance we're going to see at least 1276, 1278, somewhere in there. Are we going to break down from there, or are we going to go up from there?
You should plan a time sequence, see if there's something coming up, because there's that weak point in the cloud, just like Bitcoin on the 4-hour.
Yeah. Now let's just look at the daily here to see what kind of cloud we're dealing with. I mean, this is a thicker cloud. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Ethereum came down to maybe meet this 50-day moving average. I mean, this is just open to, I mean, there's a pretty thin part right there. Are we going to see ETH pump? I don't know. If we get this ascending triangle and we respect this trend line, I think there's a great chance we'll see it pump at least up to this 200 moving average. So, I mean, it could easily do a 2x from here. This is just, it's been tough to read the crypto markets the last 2 or 3 weeks. It really has. Back to, ever since we started trading sideways, it's just been this sideways trading momentum. But yeah, that's kind of, when I look at the markets and stuff like that, I'm kind of looking at a multitude of different high profile blue chip cryptos like Bitcoin and ETH. Sometimes, obviously this pattern isn't prevalent in the Bitcoin charts, but we can see it on ETH. We know ETH is a pretty good powerhouse crypto. So I don't know. I've got cash sitting on side. I sold off probably 500 ICP in the last day or two just to sit on some cash, and I'm biting myself on that because, of course, I sold it off at like $6. And what does it do? It rings up to 7. Like
that one stream, that one day before Voyager got locked up and everything, I bought $1,500 in ICP. Damn. And I'm up like $400 or $500, I think, at that low point. A couple weeks back or whatever. I bought at the right time, and I bought Jasmine too, which I'm up a couple $100.
So you would have probably would have bought one of these wicks here. when we had that live stream,
potential
because
bottom.
they locked up on let's see, they locked up
July
on, what
1st.
was it, July 1st?
Yeah, it's that
So it would have been the
Thursday. It's that
30th.
Thursday.
So it would have been the 30th. So yeah, you bought the dip at the perfect time.
If that's the bottom, man, what a story that is. Yeah, I bought ICP, the
dip.
exact bottom on stream. Go back and watch it if I ever get my ICP back.
I hope you do, man.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I do ecosystem videos for ICP. I'm not an employee. I'm just paid to cover the ecosystem, and it's been a lot of fun.
I got to show you one thing, not to cut you off real quick, that I found.
Go ahead.
Before you jumped into it, I was going to pull up the Insane Clown Posse coin. Did you actually? I found this article. It came out April 2014. Insane Clown Posse had a Juggalo coin crypto way back before anyone had that. I don't know if you even knew about this.
No.
Are you down with the clown? Following the unofficial Kanye West inspired Kanye West, the clownish rap duo has been honored with the digital crypto. So this was like before anyone was into crypto, like way back in the day. I don't know. This was like, I didn't read it. I just thought it was kind of funny. Doge meme. Doge.
I mean, I like some of their music. They got a hardcore following, so.
But yeah, ICP. Every time I think of that, that's what I think of as Insane Clown Posse whenever you say it. So I just did a quick Google search and I found this article that's over 8 years old that Juggalo. I don't even know what it was built on.
That'd be interesting.
The new Bitcoin-like crypto. It's hard to believe. JuggaloCoin.org. Should I go to it? If it's still available?
Let's look at this. I'm interested.
Nope. Doesn't exist anymore.
So this must have been a rug.
Wow, back in 2014, yeah.
I've had so many people. I think that Definity would have just been better off naming the coin Definity. But they have this vision for this internet computer that acts as like Web3 or acts as like Amazon Web Services. That's who they're gunning for, is like Amazon Web Services, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. I mean, ICP, it's a funny ass, ticker, ICP, because the first thing I think of when I hear ICP, I'm like, oh, this is Insane Clown Posse, like about to start rapping or something, something like that. But yeah, let's look at this on the daily. Right now, this thing is on a journey through a very thick part of the Ichimoku cloud. It is what it is. Let's look at the weekly on this. I just want to see if we got that 200 moving average yet. We haven't got that 200 moving average. So the weekly, I've been waiting for this 200 weekly moving average to show up on the screen. But right now, you can see how far price action is from this Ichimoku cloud. And there's been a lot of stuff going on with ICP in the recent weeks, recent months. Through my investigative research, I was able to find out that there was some very bad actors involved with ICP. That I shouldn't say with ICP, they were from like competitor coins like Solana and Billionaires that were looking to do some harm to ICP back in the beginning. FTX being one of them, listing their perpetual futures trading 4 days before this token launch. So when you see this chart like this, ICP was initially supposed to go to market at like $80 a coin or something like that. Mm-hmm. And what you don't see, all people see here is this wick of like $876 down. But what people don't see is this ICP perpetual futures off FTX. And this is where, let's see here. This is where my investigation.
They got rid of it.
Oh, they better not.
After they found your video. Oh, never mind.
Here it is. So you can see now we have more data, and I'm going to look at this. I'm going to show you guys this on the daily chart. So you guys can see this May 11th, May 10th, May 11th. See these bars right here? We're going to look at the regular ICP. And this is just important to bring up, I think. So, you only see this May 10th date, and then it's straight down. So what ended up happening was FTX ended up I gotta find this again though. FTX ended up listing futures on this. Why can I not find this? Do you see the FTX?
Can you click on futures and will that pop?
Oh. Yeah. So here's the futures. So you can see here's the 10th right here. So FTX, the traders bid this thing. So this coin might have started out at like $90. So I might be wrong there. I think I said like $80, $80-$90 somewhere in there. And you can see how this is very unusual for any exchange to list an asset early for perpetual futures trading. In fact, I looked at all of the perpetual futures trading listings of FTX. ICP and Rana Network are the only two coins that ever got listed before their inaugural launch date. So they bid this thing up from like $90 to like $500.
Jeez.
And then on the launch date, they freaking cut bait. And and they just let the whole thing implode on itself. And then there was a lot of other things going on. This was the start of the crypto bear market last summer.
Yeah.
So it was just this terrible timing for the launch. But then they also had this other, I'm going to remove that stuff, but they also had this other stuff that you don't necessarily see behind the scenes. So it's something to be kind of concerned about, but they have had a lot of stuff come to light the last few weeks. There's been this crypto leaks articles and how this billionaire Tim Draper was behind all this manipulation and stuff like that here. And obviously FTX, Tim Draper, Sam Bankman, Alameda Research, they were all very afraid of the technology of ICP and stuff like that. So I could get into it. We're here for the TA.
Yeah. That's like all the crazy stuff going on right now with FTX and Alameda. And like, I swear to God, I'm calling it right now. And I said it in the last couple live streams and a couple of my videos. There's going to be a big documentary, whether it be on Netflix or someone's going to make a crazy documentary of what has happened in the crypto space the last 2 years and all this, these rug pulls, these billionaires, the manipulation. Like, I don't know who's going to do it, but there's definitely got to be something coming out. It's sickening, to be honest with you. Like, they're messing with so many people that like the trickle down effect from some of these moves that they're doing. Like, insane how these people can continue to live after doing crap like this. They don't care.
All about the money, man.
They don't care about the retail investor.
It sucks. One thing I'm looking for on ICP and really one of the reasons I sold off like 500 ICP. I'm waiting to see if ICP goes higher than the $7.50 level, somewhere in there. I may get back in depending on the circumstances, but the Gartley pattern, crypto airborne. And this is really kind of, one of these setups where I could see maybe being, some sort of a Gartley pattern. And I've been kind of just looking at this a little bit. And, if we look at this swing low or this kind of start point up to this high here, we've got price action piercing the 61.8, exactly what we want to see. We just don't want to see it lower than the 786. And we can see that this wick, we can see this go all the way up to the $7.47 level. And this theory could still be relevant. And if this does play out this way, there's going to be a couple things I'm looking for. Number one is, are we going to get some sort of ascending triangle that's going to form, or are we going to get this spill down to the 127 or perhaps the 161.8? So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens here. If price goes down to like this $4-ish level, $4.25 level, I'll probably start buying up some. Personally, not financial or trading advice. If we start to see that this ascending triangle could possibly be forming, I'd be totally okay if price came back down to the $650 level, $638 level, something like that, to fill out this ascending triangle and rip upwards. So I'm just kind of seeing if we hit these levels. If we don't, this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. And I've got a decent bag of ICP that I've got set aside. I just picked up like a Bitcoin flower. That thing was like 350 ICP. And then
what website do you get that from? Is that like an NFT platform on ICP?
Yeah. So that's from a NFT platform called Entrepot. People call it Entrepot. People call it Entrepot. It's kind of like the flagship NFT of the internet computer. And I'll just kind of bring this up quick since we're talking about it. But it's definitely like the number one in volume. But the creator, this guy named Ludo, is just like insane. And you can see like in early 2018, this dude actually started painting these flowers like on the side of buildings and stuff like that. And it was just insane stuff for the time. And so he made this NFT project called Bitcoin Flower. And what's kind of cool about these flowers is like when the market's green or whatever, when Bitcoin's green, you'll see these petals like turn green and stuff like that.
What, automatically does it or something?
I guess, yeah.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, and
it's
you
like
can't really
interactive.
see it. Yeah, you can't really see it right now, but these things like they will like
he integrated some type of coding with the Bitcoin price, so then within the NFT somehow, so it just changes different colors, I guess. Red to green.
Something like that. And I'll show you the one I picked up. It was
it looks just like OpenSea, kind of.
Yeah.
Exactly like it.
So this is, you can kind of see how the petals are kind of changing color here.
Are we green right now with Bitcoin? I think it's pumping a little bit.
I'm not sure like if it's like a daily chart or whatever.
Oh, we're dumping right now a little bit.
Oh, are we? Okay.
At least on the 1 minute, 30 minute. Yeah, 30 minute we're dumping a little bit. Kind of.
So this is the one I picked up. It's Rest in Peace, the British pound. But the thing is, like this Ludo guy, he does all these art shows and stuff like that.
Damn, $2,300,
dude. I was like, I can't.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
for ICP too.
Right. But crazy. Like the thing is, like if you have this NFT, they're doing a screenshot tomorrow, and then they're like, okay, you'll get these things called pineapple punks. Which are just another NFT that the artist created, stuff like that. And so you'll get an airdrop from that. And then he also created like another Bitcoin flower that was like it was called an ETH flower. And so if you hold the Bitcoin flower and the ETH flower, you'll get an airdrop from the ICP flower later on this year or something like that. So they give you a little bit of utility there to hold the Bitcoin flower. And you know what? I just said, screw it. If ICP takes off and climbs into the top 10 or something, these are going to be like some sort of quasi yacht.
It's ranked number 35 right now. I was trying to like just look at some of the data and everything about it. How much?
It's been kind of hovering around that 35, 40 last few
93 million trading volume last 24 hours. Binance is number one most volume. followed by ZB, and then Coinbase, hit BTC. I don't know. I'm just looking at CoinGecko.
Yeah, it's the artist has the artist. We could go into a whole nother video on this. I'm gonna see if he'll come on my channel, but he has been doing like these insane like art shows all over the world for like the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, probably longer than that. I think it was like since 2016 or 18 or 17, but he goes all over the place, and he paints these wicked murals of these Bitcoin flowers and like these pineapple punks, they're called, like on the side of these buildings and stuff. And it's just so cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
It took me a while to warm up to it, but once I started learning about the guy, I was like, okay, I'm going to take a chance on this. Not financial or trading advice. I'm in this for like the airdrops and stuff like that, and to support the project and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's like how I've been with my NFTs back in the day, like during the bull run. I don't know if it was Pudgy Penguins was really big. Then there was a spinoff of Pudgy Penguins called Party Penguins. And that's when like my portfolio, I had so much and I was just tossing around ETH like it was nothing, buying NFTs. And there was Party Penguins, and I bought one for like 1.5 ETH at the time. That was like $4,000 or something like that. Wow. And it was like, whatever. Now the whole the project's dead. Like they don't do anything with it. And I had a Lazy Lions is another big one. I had 2 of those. I sold those off pretty good. Profit that I made from those. But all the NFTs that I bought like during that bull market, all the projects are pretty much dead, or they're starting to make kind of like comebacks now, like a lot of these things that we're seeing now. But the only NFTs that I hold now that I like is the Women and Weapons, which I've made a couple of videos that I found through Gary Vaynerchuk. He featured their NFT collection on Twitter Spaces. He did something called DNA, where he just feature someone, and I bought 2 super rare ones. Nice. And the floor price is still pretty low, but like 0.14 ETH or something like that. And they just did a second collection, an airdrop. So
nice.
I got two of those airdropped, and the community's awesome. She's super active. And I still get offers every single day for those NFTs. But again, like you said, it's just super risky in the NFT market right now, because I think the biggest thing that to be successful with the NFT project is the community. The community is going to drive everything. If you don't have community, it'll probably fail. So and at least maybe some type of utility. I think they're planning on holding events. If you hold this, you get to go to whatever event for free. So like community and utility are the top 2 to survive right now, at least in the bear market.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you get these creators that just kind of bail on the projects, and it's like, it's kind of it. There's just no incentive, no utility, and
it's like Badass Bulls. That was the first NFT I got into. It was big in the Voyager.
You made me some money on that one too.
Yeah, I bought so many of them, and then I bought a couple. I think I'm still in profit, even though I hold like 15, 20. They're making a comeback, and it's like, so the creator for Badass Bulls just did it for fun back when everyone was doing it. It was real hot last year. So then now he's passed over everything, and now it's completely community driven. They just launched, I think, some type of like gaming thing with it. I gotta catch up to it, but they're trying to revive that project. And I don't know. It's just the NFT space is crazy. It's like its own thing type of thing, but it's super risky.
Yeah. I remember that Badass Bull. I think you were like, yeah, you got to check it out. And I bought one, sat on it for like 2 weeks, and then like 2x'd my investment. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I think I bought CKB with it or something.
Yeah. But man, hour and 24. I knew we'd go over the hour threshold.
Yeah.
I'm like falling asleep right now.
Good convo, though.
Yeah, definitely. Got any last words for the 8 people sticking around? Thank you guys. Smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already.
Thank you guys for tuning in on a Thursday night. We know the crypto markets suck. If you want us to do more of these, just hit that thumbs up button. Drop a comment, share. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hang in there. It could get worse here with all this madness that's happened this bear market. I don't think we've seen anything like this ever. It's just it's just insane. The collapse of these types of exchanges like this. I mean, I've heard of people like Crypto Wendy was mentioned, like, that the collapse of these exchanges and stuff happened the last bear market too. So I think, like, now that we got this OG-ness to us, it's something to really warn the newcomers of the next bull run. Say, hey, get your shit off the exchanges and into your own private hands, whether it's a Trezor or some inscribed piece of metal with your keys or whatever the case is.
And watch out for high lending yields.
Yes, that's another thing. I am not going to, if I find an exchange is lending out recklessly, that is going to be one of my things that I look for to avoid. After seeing what happened to the Celsius and this whole Voyager fiasco, I'm just going, if they maybe would have just been conservative, like 3% or something like that, yeah, you probably still would have drawn people in. Might not have taken that big of a risk.
We never thought it was going to happen. It's crazy. These huge billion-dollar companies, they had, like, Voyager had partners. I don't know if they're partners anymore, with Rob Gronkowski, Tampa Bay, Louis Oblipo, Portland Trailblazers, like
the NASCAR guy.
They got in. The Mavericks, Mark Cuban.
Yeah, Landon, the race car guy.
Yeah, all these people who just, myself included, like, they all probably feel like crap. Like, I do too. Like, this is insane that this has all happened. Like, so moving forward, man, I don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Not your keys, not your crypto.
Right. And just to piggyback off that, if you recommended Voyager to anybody, I recommended it to people. They're just, you just know that it's not your fault. And you didn't do it in malice. You didn't, it's a great user interface. That's undeniable.
Yeah. And I still like it. Like, it's just one bad decision, terrible risk management that they had. Yeah. I hope they survive, but they're going to need a whole new leadership team, in my opinion. Yeah. And I don't know. They might have to rebrand. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think their vision and their path, definitely what they see or what they saw in the future, for the crypto space, what they wanted to bring to everybody is, I think that's what we need. And hopefully it survives this chapter 11. Yeah. And we'll find out probably around August 4th is their next, or maybe last hearing, when the judge decides if they grant us the chapter 11 or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. These next couple weeks are going to be crazy. But
and I don't know. Did you talk about that whole Metaform Labs thing at all?
I wanted to tonight. I had it pulled up, but yeah, there's that pump.
What's up with that shit, man? I've been real salty.
It's weird, dude. I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm gonna pull up the VGX charts here. I mean, this thing's VGX.
It went up to like $1.02. It spiked up to, and then Cointelegraph started posting blog posts about it, saying, "Oh, the scam coin." Like, who knows? And I found out, I don't know if this is true or not. People pay companies to write fun articles and shit. I think someone said, I heard today, it costs $10,000. You can pay Cointelegraph to write an article about something.
Yeah.
So you got all these rich market manipulators. Who knows what the heck's going on? Even with this Metaform Labs is just weird.
Yeah. Right.
But hey, if it comes true, and what a story this is going to be. But I don't believe any of it.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Takes money to make money.
Yeah. We could talk about that another day, but I'm falling asleep. So
yeah, for sure. Me too.
All right, guys. That's all I have for you guys. Smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing if you aren't. You don't have to. And turn on those bell notifications so you get notified as soon as we upload video. Go follow 6Fig Stock Trader. What's your handle on Twitter again?
It's at Real 6Fig.
Gotcha.
So,
all right, guys, that's all I have. I'm falling asleep. Everyone get some sleep, and
Sleep
Don't forget
sweet.
to get some exercise. That always
Get your minds
helps
out the
too.
market. Get
Yeah.
your minds out the market. I know
All
it
right.
sucks, but yeah.
Take care, everyone.